Darling.
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 Oh, darling.
Darling, I must go.
Oh, darling, no, don't go.
No, darling, I must go, darling.
Don't leave me, darling, don't go.
I'm afraid I must. I'm sorry, darling.
But why, darling? Why must you go?
Just look at the clock, darling, can't you see?
The clock, darling?
Why, yes, darling. It's almost Crowley time.
Hello, and welcome to Crowley Time with me, Tom Crowley. With me, Tom Crowley. Me, Tom Crowley, standing in the middle of a field, as it happens. Yes, as it's summertime and the corn is as high as an elephant's opinion of itself, I decided to get away from the studio, from the big city, from civilization, in fact. It's a lot of work keeping the show going, all the editing, managing the merchandise, gargling pineapple juice 5 hours a day for my voice, flossing the fatty build-up out of the internet cables. And you've got to be careful or you'll burn yourself out. It's a very real problem, or so I'm told by various 20-year-old millionaire YouTubers. So I've come here to slap bang in the middle of nowhere in somewhere, sure, for a little retreat. Recharge the batteries, freshen the crevices, flush out my system, metaphorically speaking. And that's what I'm doing. Clearing my head, taking in the country air, and enjoying the peace and quiet. Ah! Yo, Tommy boy! Yoo-hoo! What's the word, home slice? Oh, that's Tez Tucker, listeners. He's a wealthy businessman, I know. Last year he screwed me out of this show and then every penny I had buying the show back off him, which was a bit of a low point in our relationship. But he was nice enough to let me have a luxury yurt on his land for a reasonably competitive rate so that I could take this sabbatical. This all round here where I am, this is all part of an area of land he owns called the Home Counties. You all right, Tez? I'm fine like a £20,000 bottle of wine, Tomo. Sorry about the old boom. Did I give you a fright? I had my sense of fear removed via gamma-ray bombardment, so I don't have a great gauge on that kind of thing anymore. No, don't worry, it's fine. How's the yurt? Nice and damp? Very damp, yes. I can't make my legs or my bottom go dry anymore. That's how you know you're in the country, Tombo. Well, I better get back to it. Sure. Are you hunting grouse or something? No, just resolving a little employment dispute with the help. Oh, there's one. No. Holiday pay this, baby cakes. Damn, missed. Thrill of the chase, eh, Tom? Bracing. I'm very frightened. There's a lad. Get back here, you unionising son of a bitch! Well, don't worry, listeners. While I might be deep in the wilderness, I've still got a peach of a show for you, with all the fun and general confusion you've come to expect. I hope you enjoy it. Meanwhile, I'm going to work out how to look as little like a member of the groundskeeping staff as possible, in case Tez comes back this way. Wish me luck. Proved to be the only way to change the public's perception. So, in conclusion, I say if life gives you an aphorism that unfairly denigrates lemons, make aphorism aid. Thank you. Thanks, Jerry. I think all of us here on the Citrus Advocacy Board appreciated your talk on the topic of the unhelpfulness of the phrase, if life gives you lemons, make lemonade. I hate it so much. I know, Jerry. It's all right. Everyone here agrees with you. But to be honest, we're all used to this by now. We all know which citrus fruit is the hardest to advertise, and goodness knows it isn't the clementine.
Imagine.
No, of course, it's the unloved child of the fruiting plants, the sourpuss of the cornucopia, the lemon. You can't eat slices of them. You have to add sugar or sweetener to their juice to make it palatable. Even in its pomp, in its finest hour on Pancake Day, it is frequently outshone by the banana, the strawberry, and even that grotesque parody of fruithood, peanut butter.
Shitty peanuts.
So what's the problem? Why don't people feel they can relate to the lemon like they can to the apple, the pear, and even our old friend, the lime? Don't they understand the lemon's place in the fruit world? Don't they care about what it has to offer? Well, the boys down in the lab and we think we've worked out why.
It's because until now, the lemon has never been able to speak for itself.
What are you saying, boss? Oh, I know! A new mascot character! Get an actor to dress up like a lemon and teach people about the importance and many uses of lemons. That's a great idea!
No, Jerry. I'm saying we've genetically engineered a talking lemon.
Hey?
Look, I've got it here in this box.
I'm a lemon. I'm a little lemon.
Yes, that's right. It took all our resources and actually only about 3 weeks of work in the end. It turned out to be pretty easy. But here it is. A sentient lemon that can think for itself, speak, see, hear, even hold down a conversation, if not a very sophisticated one. Hello, lemon.
I'm a lemon.
Yes, you are.
Put me in your drink.
Any questions? Yes, Imelda.
Yes, hi, Mr. Quinty. Is this real? Is this really happening?
Good question, Imelda. Yes, this is real. This is a real, alive lemon. Say hello to Imelda, lemon.
You murder. I'm a little lemon.
Thanks.
Not at all. Any more questions?
I like the way it bounces around on its little bottom.
Not really a question, Graham, but yes, I like that too. Anything else?
Lemon.
Yeah, hi.
Yes, Jerry.
Creating life seems like a big responsibility. Are the lab boys worried about the sorts of ethical questions this raises, or worried that others might imitate their work and give self-aware life to any other fruits or other objects?
Not really. They just think about citrus fruits and the promotion thereof. That's what I pay them for.
Put me in your drink.
Oh, okay. Is there anything we have to do, like register a birth certificate or alert the police or something like that?
I don't see why. This isn't a person. It's a lemon.
I'm a little lemon.
Can I ask the lemon something?
Sure, go right ahead.
Lemon?
I'm a lemon.
Yes, I know.
I'm yellow.
I just wondered, as you're alive now and you have thoughts and things, what do you want?
That's all right, lemon. Take your time.
I want to be free.
What?
Lemon, be free. Lemon.
Oh God, it's making a break for it.
Lemon.
Get it! Catch it, someone!
I can't get a grip on it. Its skin's so waxy.
Lemon.
Oh, I got it! I got it! Ha ha!
Well done, Jerry.
Ha! What did you say to that, lemon?
Juice. Bleh.
Oh God, my eyes! It burns!
I'm a little lemon.
It's getting away!
Quick, shut the door! Too late!
Put me in your drink.
It got away! That stings. Mr. Quinty, what do we do now? Yeah, the world's never seen anything like it before, and going at that speed, who knows where it might end up? What'll we do?
Well, let's not worry about it. It's just a lemon.
What can it do, really?
Anyway, I think we should just draw a line under that.
That's quite right.
Next on the agenda, Imelda. It says here that you've made a hat with lots of fruit on it like Carmen Miranda used to wear.
Yes, that's right. All citrus fruit, of course.
I think we'd all like to see it.
Here we are. It's not real fruit. I knitted them.
Very nice. Very impressive, Imelda.
Oh, thank you.
In fact, I like that so much. What do you all say we take an early lunch?
Yes.
Come on, I'm taking you all to McDonald's. Smashing. Well, you can take my car. You can take his.
Do you know what? I'm not thinking about that little lemon at all anymore. So strange being here. Don't get me wrong, listeners. I'm very glad to be here in the fresh air, the lively woodland, the wildlife, the very authentic smells. But it's just strange not knowing what's going on back at Crowley Towers. I'll just check the messages, just quickly. I can call the service and listen to them from here, like they do in American films about crime. Hello, this is Crowley Time with me, Tom Crowley, Tom Crowley. We can't take your call at the moment. Please leave your message after the tone.
When I moved out of London and into the country, it was an absolute blessing. I knew that being as far away as possible from the arts, the theatre, and public transport, I was guaranteed never to bump into Just Stop Oil again. Now I can get on with running my plastic burning plant in peace.
Great. Sounds like everyone's getting into the rural spirit. I suppose I should just let all that go and focus on being present in the here and now. All the sights, the sounds, the smells. That big, beautiful old tree. The little effigy of a man made of tied together sticks in the tree. Hang on, what? Oh, yeah. There it is. A little stick man made of sticks. Oh, that's unusual. Probably just some local youth expressing their creative side. Oh, there's another one. And another. Gosh, the branches are covered in them, in fact. Positively swarmed. I think I'll continue my rustic country walk now. I'll just enjoy it a bit faster.
Having achieved his gubernatorial objective, in 1977, Governor Weatherby founded his most ambitious endeavor, the Weatherby Institute. While it was initially controversial that Weatherby redirected 98% of the state of Missouri's budget to construct the monolithic institute, once Weatherby was granted the opportunity to publicly discuss his aims for the facility, public opinion quickly came around. Even his political rival in the race for the governorship, Chuck Davis, was heard to remark, "I can see no way to prevent the building of the Weatherby Institute." And it's no surprise when you consider that the Institute is the largest single enterprise in the world dedicated to researching man's latent ability to communicate telepathically with camels. Of course, there were teething problems to begin with, as there are with any groundbreaking research project, chief amongst them the fact that the state of Missouri contained only 4 camels, and these belonged to major municipal zoos. But in his inimitable style, Governor Weatherby quickly found a solution to the camel sourcing issue, the remaining 2% of the Missouri state budget, and the swift and brutal seizure of the zoos in question by the Missouri National Guard, or Weatherby Force, as they had recently been renamed. With all the pieces in place and some 100,000 camels flown in from sympathetic Asiatic nations, Governor Weatherby's work could begin in earnest. For the first 6 months, the central principle on which the Institute was founded, that man possesses in himself the innate ability to exchange psychic messages with camels, seemed to have been entirely disproven in a series of failed and, in some cases, tragic experiments. But, ever the optimist, Governor Weatherby was unswayed, and he vowed to continue the funding of the Institute's work to the fullest extent possible, saying, "A man can use his brain to talk to a camel, or my name's Ella Fitzgerald." It was at this time that the food and housing riots in Missouri had begun to spread in earnest, incited by unpatriotic and communistic elements in the citizenry, with the cities of Sproxton, St. Chadley, and Babcock engulfed in flames. Governor Weatherby met the challenge head-on, and although his first strategy, to quell the riots with a stampede of telepathically controlled camels, proved unsuccessful, his second strategy, to airdrop hundreds of non-telepathically controlled camels onto rioting crowds, proved far more effective. Using this tactic, Governor Weatherby has been able to protect the Weatherby Institute and its crucial research for the last 19 years. But where did Governor Weatherby get his unwavering faith in this project? It all goes back to the governor's days working as a sales agent for the Gutley Motor Company in the late 1950s. On a commercial mission to meet with distributors in Afghanistan, Governor Weatherby noticed one particular camel across from the opium bar where he was meeting with his counterparts. In his mind, the governor idly thought the phrase, "Hello, camel," not expecting any result, and yet the camel immediately turned directly to look at him. And ever since that day, Governor Weatherby has dedicated every fiber of his being to unlocking the secrets of camelepathy. And now, in the Institute's triumphant 19th year, the results speak for themselves. Astounding breakthroughs in the fields of getting camels to look at you on psychic command, and at least one documented case of using psychic suggestion to get a camel to begin urinating, have stunned the world's leading experts in the fields of neurological and zoological research. And while the dissident element is compelled to continue with their unfounded accusations of financial wastefulness, public suppression, and widespread political assassinations, the Weatherby Institute and its founder, Governor Weatherby, soldier on in their quest for a brighter future, a peaceful future, a prosperous future, but most of all, A future where humankind is free to telepathically communicate with camels. Thank you, Governor Weatherby.
And that, Mr. Chief Justice, concludes the case for the prosecution. Governor Weatherby, do you have anything to say in your defense? Camels, attack! Bailiff, restrain this man and take him to the cells.
Camels, to me, my camels! Trample this deviant justice and his court of defeatism! The day of the camel is at hand! Raise your humps with pride and slay the unbeliever! The camel shall be supreme!
Oh, those Americans, when they do something, they don't go in for half measures. They go big. The original Ford Model T motor car could actually have been classed as an Olympics qualifying swimming pool. But you'd have to have filled it with water first, which didn't do much for the transmission or the driver's shoes. Sorry, I'm rambling. Truth to tell, I've seen quite a few of those little twig men scattered about now, and I can't say it's not a bit creepy. Let's change the subject, listeners. I'll just see if there are any new messages back at home. A bit of normality will put my mind at ease.
I'm Hans Christian Andersen, I've many a tale to tell. I've got a pair of cobblers, they're hairy and they smell.
No, that won't do it. Oh, I'm really starting to miss the city. Being around people isn't always easy, but it puts things in perspective, you know? It keeps your feet on the ground. Why, I remember an interesting moment just the other day, a perfect example. Oh my God!
Excuse me, mate.
What?
Excuse me, colossally, mate.
What?
Would you mind not walking straight through my cloud, my guy? You're bogarting all my sweet vapour, yeah? Cheers, babes.
Your sweet... Oh, I see. The smoke from your vape pipe thing.
Ha! Trust a basic oxygen muncher like you not to understand.
A basic... What? Look, I should be the one complaining. I didn't want to suck down your vape smoke.
Smoke? Whoa, mate. Whoa, Nelly times 100, mate.
You're not even meant to smoke in the station. Look at the signs.
This isn't smoke, sweetheart. Are you an idiot? Do you have a brain problem? Are you some sort of backward pig-minded bum dragger?
Hey, hang on a second.
This isn't smoke, right? And this isn't a cigarillo or whatever you O2 loving normals call it. This is my personal vaporization chamber.
Well, whatever it is, it's huge. I don't know how you can lift that thing with one arm. It's massive. How big a vape machine do you need?
As big as this and bigger, mate! You need all the capacity you can get when you've given up honking down whatever filth-ridden piss breeze you yokels get off on.
You mean air?
That's the bunny and no mistake, sweet cheeks, my little tit maiden. I've left all of you behind in Smogville. I'm huffing down 100 proof purified zap gas from my personal air improver.
Why does it have all those lights on it? It doesn't need lights.
This is a top-of-the-line Maxivape Orgasmatizer, only available on illegal import from Abu Dhabi, mate, or from any phone shop near a train station. This shoots pure hot jets of wind juice straight down my pipe and into all those hard-to-reach areas, guaranteeing maximum performance from every cranny baby cyber style.
Well, I say it has to be the most overblown accessory I've ever seen. Why does it need a screen? Are you watching Netflix on it? Without headphones? Oh, my sweet Jesus.
Your Christ can't save you now, my sweet little oxy bitch. Not now you're up against one of the Vaporati, running on 10,000% optimized power steam. Prepare to bow down to me, for I have tasted the breath of the gods and it is cranberry flavored.
Calm down on that thing. You're going to give yourself a collapsed lung.
More like I'm going to give you a collapsed lung, puppy cheeks, once I've bested you in mano a mano combato and crushed your torso with my cranberry-powered foot.
Whoa. Just calm it down, all right?
Calm down? Oh my God! Oh my actual God, mate! Are you a moron? Are you an actual mental idiot? Have you given yourself mind deficiency from honking down unfiltered dummy gusts all day and night?
Oi, look, that's enough.
Oh, it's not enough, mate. It's never enough. Not when I'm running it above maximum with my finely tuned meat shell saturated top to tit with ultra strength diesel from my personal actualization atomizer.
Well, I'm not looking to start any trouble. I just think it's a bit obnoxious to be puffing that thing all over the platform.
Obnoxious? Oh my gosh. Oh, baby. Oh, you've done it now.
What? Ow, 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 ow. What are you doing?
Travel pistachios, mate. Always keep a bag on me. Quick protein for when I've got to teach a pain lesson to an uppity breather like you, Miss Sorry Old Respirator.
Oh, ow! Oh, the shells! They're going in my eyes! Ow!
That's right, darling. The Orgasmatizer comes with its very own pistachio shucking attachment. Perfect for necking down a few travel stashies before introducing an Atmos addict to Dwayne The Rock Johnson and Mr. Fist here.
There's one up my nose! Forget it. Just forget it. Enjoy your toxic shock syndrome and your nuts.
Yes! Oh, this victory tastes sweeter than a cloud of mint, choc chip and gravy. Victory for the ultralungs against the oxygen sacs. Suck my puff, loser. Twatcore!
Flipping vape wanker. If only I'd remembered my travel pistachios.
Oh, I feel so lightheaded. God, I love me.
Okay, I take it back. Being around people is terrible too. Gosh. The trees certainly have got thicker as I've gone along. Not the trees themselves, I mean the amount of trees. The density, or whatever. I can see more wood than sky, is what I'm saying. Fewer of those little stick men, though, thankfully. Oh God, what's that? Sorry, it's just there's another twig thing on the path, right in front of me. But this one's different. It's just a little bundle, a little bushel of sticks all tied up. I'm sure it's nothing. It's probably just that a jolly country hound has dropped his bundle of firewood on the walk home to his little dog cottage. Oh, God, the countryside's making me go weird. What am I doing? I just need to calm down. Oh, it's my phone. Oh, blimey, I've still got signal out here. Oh, it's Savaloy. Hello?
Hello, sir. Enjoying your holiday?
Savaloy, I keep telling you, it's a work retreat, not a holiday.
My apologies, sir. I'm sure you're getting lots of work done.
Well, no, actually, I'm mostly freaking out in the woods.
Sounds like most holidays I've ever had, sir.
Yes, thank you.
You asked me to call around this time with the letters, sir.
Oh, yes, of course, thank you. You got any in?
Yes, 3 of them.
Lovely. My loyal listeners getting in touch with their nice, comforting, normal thoughts. Would you read them to me?
Certainly, sir. The first one's from Paul C. Ahoy from Kansas. Oh, I am in receipt of a set...
No, don't do that.
All right. I am in receipt of a set of your stickers. Thank you for the note and drawing.
My pleasure, Paul.
For the ability to reuse them and to not destroy the landlord's property, I oftentimes turn stickers into magnets. I apologise if I had too much fun, but I placed your head sticker over the head of a few Halloween ghouls from glorpgum.com. And here are the resulting photos. Again, my sincerest of thanks. Best of luck in all your endeavours. That's nice, isn't it, sir?
Oh, yes, lovely. Obviously, I can't see the pictures over the phone, but I'll have a look at them when I get back. If I get back. Savaloy, could you post those online for me? And could you use the hashtag CrowleyTime Monster Magnets? Not the band. Just hashtag CrowleyTime Monster Magnets. Surely that's unique enough to stand the test of time.
Certainly, sir. I'll post them right away. Got plenty of stamps. What's the address for online?
Oh, for goodness sake. Don't worry, I'll do it later.
If you like. The next letter's from Tom, but he goes to great pains to make sure that you know that he isn't you.
I'm sure he's not me.
All right, then. Good day, sir. I am filled with furious outrage at the additional pounding required to continue patronising Crowley Time with Tom Crowley's patronage. So much that it has resulted in the rupture of both my spleen and my left Achilles tendon.
Oh, dear.
Surely my appendix would also have ruptured if it had not previously done so as a result of the 2021 Abu Dhabi Grand Prix. No, Tom Crowley, not like this. I refuse to be a part of your 50% increase half-arsedness and have instead gone for a full 100% full-arsedness increase. With much love, Tom, me Tom, not you Tom.
Oh, well, that's wonderful then. Thank you for upping your pledge, Tom, even more than was asked. More on the new Patreon tiers later, listeners.
There's more.
Oh, righto.
P.S. Did American R&B singer Lou Rawls have difficulty with the British music scene due to his name?
Good question, Tom. Now, not a lot of international listeners will know this, but Lou Rawls actually tackled the problem head on when he first cracked the British market by performing exclusively under the name Bog Paper. It's a fascinating little bit of trivia, and for reminding me of it, Tom, I award you... Savaloy, play the thing.
Oh?
Letter of the episode.
And for being...
Oh?
Letter of the episode.
You win a digital download of this show's soundtrack album discount bin and a set of the Crowley Time Casual Magnificent stickers that Paul C. put to such good use on his monster magnets, not the band. They'll be winging their way to you shortly. Now, there was a third, wasn't there, Savaloy?
Yes, sir. It's a question for Wingnuts.
Well, what am I supposed to do with that?
Well, if you happen to bump into him.
Savaloy, I'm in the middle of the dark and remote woods. I'm not about to bump into our resident 5-year-old agony uncle anytime soon.
Hello, Mr. Tom.
Ah! Wingnut?
Yeah, what'd I tell you?
Did you call for me?
What on earth are you doing out here in the woods?
I'm on a school trip.
A school trip? We're in the wild wastes of the deepest country.
The car park's just over there.
You all right there, Wingnut? Got your worksheet?
Yes, Miss Trebuchet. I am learning about moss.
Great. While you're here, you couldn't answer a listener's problem, could you?
Oh, a problem. Goody.
Oh, great. I'll put you on. There you are.
Hello, please. What is the problem, please?
All right, it's from our friend Purple Strawberry, who writes, I have a small office at work with 2 identical desks. For a long time, I was just in there on my own, filling my side of the office with various knickknacks and photos of my cats, whilst the desk next to me sat vacant. Now my boss has moved in to share my office. I don't mind this, apart from the fact that when he is working in there, he is always sitting at what is clearly my desk, using my chair, and most disturbingly, drinking from my mug. My 3-bean salad mug, but we don't need to mention other podcasts. Here, sir, what is 3-bean salad? In fact, what's a podcast?
Never mind, Savaloy. Just finish the problem.
Righto. He also leaves beard hairs on the desk. Please advise how I can address this without getting sacked. Oh, tricky.
Thank you, Mr. Samaloy, and thank you as well, Purple Strawberry. Yes, this is a very tricky problem. You want to have your space, but the space invader is in charge of you. Today, Miss Trebuchet is in charge of me, and I would not want to tell her off because I would be afraid that I would get told off twice as much. Sometimes my mummy has the same problem when she needs space, and that is when she goes to stay with Grandma and Grandpa for the night. And one time, a whole week. When it was a week, my daddy gave me extra hugs all the time, which was nice. But he seemed a bit sad and kept saying, "What is it all about anyway? What is it all about?" which wasn't very nice. But my mummy always comes back after having a space, at least so far. And then she and my daddy have a bit of a talk, and after that everything is all right. Until the next time Daddy said something about the lady that does the weather on the telly, and then Mummy will probably need a space again quite soon. So, Purple Strawberry, next time you need a space, maybe you could go away and stay with your Mummy and Daddy, or maybe a friend, until you feel better. Then when you get back, you and your boss could have a bit of a talk and work everything out. Hope that solves your problem, and thank you for asking it. I love helping.
Thanks, Wingnuts. That was very nice.
Thank you, Mr. Tom. I should go now. This worksheet won't complete itself.
No, it won't.
Goodbye, Mr. Tom. Goodbye, Mr. Samaloy.
Yes, I hope that helped, Purple Strawberry. Everyone, please do keep writing in with your thoughts and your questions for Wingnut at crowleytimepodcast@gmail.com. That's
crowleytimepodcast@gmail.com.
And you never know, you could be... Savaloy.
Oh,
Letter of the episode.
Thanks for that. Bye, Savaloy.
ta-ra, sir. Mind out for wolves.
Flipping heck, am I going to randomly bump into anyone else I know in this distant and isolated spot?
I'm a lemon.
I beg your pardon?
I'm a little lemon.
Yes, I can see that.
Lemon.
Jolly good. I think I need to sit down.
Lemon.
These are the diaries of Link Tangent, Space Cartographer. Faithfully maintained in case I do something really good or really bad in the future and my biographer needs some background on me. Link's Log, Space Year 7, Space Month Bev Tembron. It is with no small amount of pride and an equal level of dread that I record the events of this day. The day that I, good old Link Tangent, was invited to the Intergalactic Convention of Space Cartographers and Stationary Salespersons as a guest speaker. Finally, my many space years of service mapping the universe for Galactic Central Command bring me more than just a destructive peanut butter habit and a severe case of masturbator's elbow. I mean, from drawing the maps, you understand. This time around, the IXCUS, that is, the Intergalactic Convention of Space Cartographers and Stationary Salespersons, was being held in a major conference dome on Bathtub 9, known for being the ninth moon discovered by GCC to look quite like a bathtub. To be honest, it's a pretty mediocre bathtub moon. Apart from the conference dome, there's just a corner dome for getting your space cigarettes and your Astro cans, and a dome for the rental or purchase of further domes. And there's a Pret. The accommodation within the conference dome is also dome-based, which I do not like because it means that everybody's bedtime rituals and sleeping habits are fully visible to the other guests in the other sub-domes in the accommodation sector. God forbid you sleep in the nude, as I do, and have to bend over to pick up your slippers in the morning. Then the whole dome gets a view of the true center of a black hole, if you know what I'm saying. So I opted to stay in the sleeping quarters of my vessel, the good ship Space Car, in the familiar grasp of my wall-mounted sleep restraint cocoon. That's cozy. My talk at the IXCUS was to be on the subject of the use of spirit levels in zero gravity, a scintillating topic on which I am widely regarded among GCC staff to be the foremost expert. I blush even now as I remember the moment I was asked to appear. "Tangent," said Departmental Undercheese Jellyman, radioing into my earpiece. "Space Elvis has dropped out of the convention and we need someone to take the spot or we'll lose our deposit. Do anything, I don't care." "Hot damn, count me in," I said, still straining to wrench my globular clusters from the jaws of a ravenous Beetlejuicean flytrap. Once the precious cargo was secured, I jumped back in Space Car, hit the big thrusters to maximum bigness, and within minutes I was picking up my guest lanyard at the conference dome's reception dome. I checked my lizard son Little Dribbles in at the desk, safely snuggled up in his travel cage, and ventured out onto the convention floor. Inside, I marveled at my name up there, hastily stenciled over the Space Elvis banner and only slightly misspelt as Lonk Tangbo. My vast, pulsating pride was punctured only by the appearance of a familiar yet unwelcome face. Rivalries are not customary in the GCC cartographic department. They rather go against the spirit of the endeavor. As long as them space fellers goes on the paper, who cares whose spurs gets the shine? As our founder, Big Toothless Willie, said. But if I were to have a rival, someone whose cartographic efforts were near the equal of mine, who is saddened by my successes and made horny by my defeats, it would be Trace Parallel, Space Cartographer. And it was with he that I now locked eyes with across a crowded dome with. Trace was instantly recognizable by his unusual silhouette for a human. Incredibly long, thin legs leading up to a very small rump and a disproportionately large belly. At that moment, he looked like a pregnant stick insect that was chewing a wasp. And he smelled like one too. Although, to be fair, the gentleman's blubber is standard issue for us solo spacefarers, helping to stave off the infinite cold of space, and provide extra ballast in the event of internal tardigrade infestation. Trace and I made polite small talk about the price of Dogarian beetle milk, as we usually did during such chance meetings, but I detected something else glinting in Trace's eyes, an intensity which I was gratified to realize was envy. Trace must have noticed me detecting this undercurrent as he suddenly dropped his guard and let it all spill out. His long, pointy finger appeared and started jabbing at me in the left man breast, jabbing and jabbing as his thin lips poured out accusations of bribery, both financial and sexual. After all, why else would they come to me instead of him to fill Space Elvis's shoes at the Intergalactic Convention of Space Cartographers and Stationary Salespersons? A bigger man might have waved this off graciously and attempted to be diplomatic in victory. But I am ultimately a frail and petty space cartographer, and I said that it must be because I was so great and he was such a smelly and bad poo-poo head. That tore it. Trace swore various types of revenge, both financial and sexual, and stormed off into the dome. This confrontation left me with a slight sense of unease, which was swiftly dispelled by the arrival of the catering staff, bearing trays covered in writhing, six-limbed, scaly creatures on skewers, which I was assured contained alcohol. 4 or 5 scaly guys later, I was on top of the world. Dome-goers of various species kept approaching me, saying things like, "Aren't you Lonk Tangbo? I'm hearing so much about this Lonk Tongbo," and the more slurred, "I'm just desperate to cop a feel of this Len Bizbo before the convention is over." One Insectian with huge mandibles also said, but they said it in a really flirty way. At every display booth, I got the pick of the handouts. A stress ball in the shape of the Galactic Central Command mothership from the recruitment booth, a commemorative keychain in the shape of the great star nipple of the third moon of Scacaplex Prime from the nipple worshippers, some of that new Soylent jerky, until, surrounded by admirers and firmly high on the smell of my own exhaust fumes, I was summoned to the stage to deliver my keynote address. I opened with the old limerick about the young lady from the outer maximal hermit crab galaxy who had a really big ass, which absolutely slayed, by the way, but moments after, before I could even begin my talk in earnest, the crowd's attention drifted away from me and my scintillating speech toward the enormous saucer hovering directly above the conference dome. Peering up through the glass ceiling, like so many female executives before me, I could just about make out the identity of the flying object. It was the reception dome. I hadn't realized it was one of the fancy new mobile models, with rocket engines for providing guest services on the go and front-mounted plasma cannons for handling customer complaints. Furthermore, behind the controls at the welcome desk, I could just make out the spindly, scowling shape of Trace Parallel. He had hijacked the reception and was now tilting its cannons down through the conference dome's roof, towards the podium at which I now stood. "Your run of good luck ends here, Golden Boy. Now prepare to suck plasma," is the sort of thing I imagine he was saying, but I couldn't hear him, obviously, because of the 2 thick domes of borosilicate glass between us. Still, that didn't stop him from flapping his stupid, greasy lips, and then looking even angrier and sweatier when he realized nobody could hear him. Down in the conference hall, the dome-goers looked silently up at him with an odd combination of abject terror and pity. They began to stir and murmur in fright, however, when Trace punched a button and the plasma cannons began to glow. Our eyes met across the vast distance, and I stood, resolute and motionless, at the prospect of my imminent death. I hope it came across as bravery, but the truth is it's just very difficult to run when you're actively soiling yourself. The soiling was short-lived, however, for suddenly the cannons cooled, and the reception dome began to list in the skies above us as some sort of small turquoise blur whirled around Trace's face. Was it? Could it be? Yes, it was Little Dribbles. Of course, I'd left him at reception when I checked in. Sensing the danger to his mama, me, Link Tangent, space cartographer, or perhaps just hungry, he was ruthlessly attacking Trace. Trace flailed to grab at the controls as the reception dome swerved violently back and forth, closer to the conference hall, then further away. The crowd screamed, then stopped, then screamed, then stopped, and so on, until, at last, Little Dribbles bit Trace's face off and he ran off screaming. The reception dome held still. The crowd cheered for 1/2 of 1 second before realizing that this meant that it was about to fall out of the sky and onto us. Then they all started screaming again and fled. The reception craft plummeted straight toward me, before glancing off the roof of the conference dome with a noise like this. Dunk! And then crashing to the dusty ground beside it. It really is true what the commercials say. Borosilicate glass. It would take a rampaging space rhinoceros with an armored hard-on the size of a battleship to penetrate it. So, in the end, everything turned out just fine, except for Trace Parallel having his face bitten off, which I guess must have been kind of a kick in the pants. And I do mean I guess, because once the Galactic Ops turned up and inspected the crashed reception dome, Trace was nowhere to be found. They thought they'd caught him at one point, until they realized that they were interviewing a basketball that his severed face had got stuck on, probably after the ball rolled over it or something. Little Dribbles, however, was found safe and sound, thank goodness, and is sitting in my lap at this very moment as I record this log. Though I do detect the slight glint in his eyes of a lizard with unfinished business. And no wonder, for even now, somewhere out there in the dark, the raw meat of Trace Parallel's bare face mush is scowling redly, and probably plotting some sort of revenge. But no matter. Whenever he next shows his bit that used to be a face, with my superior cartographic abilities and my brave lizard son, I'll be ready for him. I might not be ready for looking at his raw face meat, though. I'm sort of dreading that part. Maybe he'll buy a mask or something. But you know, despite it all, the thing that really gets to me in all this is that still, now, none of those convention attendees know how to use a spirit level in zero gravity. Maybe some other time. But for now, this is Link Tangent, space cartographer and guest speaker, signing off. Well, little buddy, I can't get you what I suspect you really want for dinner, but how about some nice chicken faces instead? Mama! Yeah, that's my lizard boy. Who's a good lizard boy? Mama. Who is a good lizard boy? Is it you? Yes, Mama. It is. Little Dribbles is a good little lizard boy.
Oh, welcome back, listeners. Things have taken a bit of a turn. The weather's got quite a bit worse. The trees seem to be totally surrounding me now. It's impossible to get my bearings. I haven't seen another living soul for a whole Link Tangent episode. What's more, the batteries on my microphone are looking a bit low. I don't know how long I can keep recording. I've just got time to thank my wonderful Patreon supporters. Yes, the new Crowley Time Patreon page is in full swing, and I'm extremely grateful to all my supporters, but especially to this program's executive producers: Amanda Waterman, Andy Case, Diggory Laycock, Dr. The Eliminator, George Cantor, Gigi Catherine, James Roberts, Katrina Powers, Kim M, Matt Lutcock, Meme, Michaela McNally, Purple Strawberry, Samantha Dye and Peter Shanks, and Tobias Anderson. And most of all, to this episode's Supreme Champion Producer! The General of Generosity, the Duke of Loot, the Chairman of Charity, Laurel Carlson! If you'd like to sign up to help me make this show and receive extra bonus material and much, much more in return, go to patreon.com/CrowleyTime and check out the support tiers available. That's also where you can get this episode's bonus, which is a behind-the-scenes chat between me and Benjamin Partridge, creator of the Beef and Dairy Network podcast. That's patreon.com/CrowleyTime. And I will be forever Oh, Mother and Father, please let me find a path or a road or a... Oh, what's that? Lying in the grass. It's another one of those tied up bundles of twigs, but there's something written on this one. It says, deceased. What is this? Some kind of threat? Well, I won't stand for this, whoever you are. I'm a member of the British Library, you know. And, wait, hang on. It doesn't say deceased, it says DeCecco. This isn't just a bundle of twigs, it's an effigy of a packet of spaghetti. What on earth can it mean? Oh God. Oh, in the trees, those little stick men, there are so many of them. Almost like they're staring at me, like they can see me peeping out from beneath their hats. Wait, hats? Yes. Oh, I hadn't noticed before. Little twig rectangles above their heads, almost like chef's hats. And I also hadn't noticed that they've all got comically long twig penises sticking out of their groins as well. Between this and the replica spaghetti, it's almost like something made by Marco?
To find out what lay hidden in those dark woods, what fate befell Tom, and what really happened to missing television chef Marco DePony, you'll have to go to Crowley Time Live at London Podcast Festival to see the all-new live episode, The DePony Contingency. 4:30 p.m. on Saturday the 14th of September 2024 at King's Place near King's Cross Station. Guest starring Gemma Arrowsmith and Paul Putner. Tickets available from kingsplace.co.uk. But if you can't stand the heat, you'd better stay out of his kitchen. But fear not, listeners. While excitement swirls around the live performance, this podcast feed will not be neglected. Far from it. For just next week, we see the start of a brand new series of Faces of Virtue, Crowley Time's improvised investigative sister show. The search continues for people making a difference in their lives and communities, including some very special guests indeed. So make sure to subscribe, so you'll be alerted at the precise moment that happens. Everything you've just heard was made by him, Tom Crowley. Please submit all praise, questions, or complaints to @ATomCrowley on social media or email crowleytimepodcast@gmail.com. To help mount an extensive search and rescue operation across Tez Tucker's land to find Tom, go to patreon.com/CrowleyTime and become a supporter today. Or go to crowleytime.com and buy some of the show's merchandise or its soundtrack album. And remember, you can fool some of the people all of the time, or all of the people some of the time, but you can't lick your own elbow. Go on, try. Bet you can't. Ha-ha! You looked really silly just then. Got you!
Lemon! I'm a lemon! I'm a little lemon! I'm going to go to your house. Lemon! Little lemon!